Good afternoon, super friends, and welcome to the Thursday, July 23rd edition of the Sacred News and Weather. I'm not going to lie, this is about the ninth start of recording that I've had this afternoon. I've had this very narrow window to record this video, and there is literally a tree service outside of my window. My window is up, the tree service is down, but there's a wood chipper, there are chainsaws, they are taking down trees, and they weren't here all day. They just came in like the time slot that I have to deliver this message. And so I've been unable to get really grounded and sunk in. So I wasn't happy with what I was doing. So I'm going to try one more time. And if I can't get it, I will try again later this evening. I missed you the last couple of days, including Mary Magdalene's feast day yesterday, because it has just been so busy here. The summer frequency of single parenting, two children, and running a business, and Mercury retrograde, and having lots of clients who are just in it in varying different ways. It's been busy. It's been good busy. It's been hard busy, but it's been busy, and I'm really grateful to be able to get here today. And I'm really a little bit sad that our message is being blessed for the 90,000th time by the Sisters of Perpetual Tree Work. And I'm just hoping that there is a reason for it. Maybe it is not just the noise in my brain and outside my window, but maybe it's reflected in what's happening in your life as well. Maybe it's just noisy for everyone. This is the end of Mercury retrograde, and so communication and everything is going to be moving forward, but this is always kind of a wonkadelic day, and I feel like it is being totally represented in my inability to communicate this message to you. So hopefully you're all having a much easier time of getting your messages out into the world, but if you're not, you know why. Mercury is going to be going forward, and this is like the last day of wonkiness, though we do sit in like a little shadow period, I think until like the 7th or 8th of the month. But with that said, I'm delighted to be here. I had a beautiful day yesterday with the Red Thread community, celebrating a traditional wedding feast, a traditional Shabbat, in honor of Mary Magdalene, who is our patroness saint. And I also got to take some nourishment in last night in my Kabbalah school, and so I got to hang out with those sisters, and I went on a beautiful guided meditation, which I feel like has shown me something pretty important and something pretty huge about my upcoming work in the world. So I'm feeling very grateful today, despite all the noise, and I'm hoping I can tune the noise out to fully deliver today's message for you. So without any further ado, I'm going to just remind you, I'm going to give you my preamble. As with everything I do, please take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Know that these messages are timeless, so if you're tuning in real time or at some later date, if you are tuning in, there likely will be something here for you, but if you're not seeing yourself, go ahead and turn me off. I had a really beautiful comment on one of my more recent posts. Somebody asked me if the message that I was channeling that seemed to be about a partner could actually be about a friend. And I just want to remind you all to see yourself and find yourself and your people in here where it resonates. So when I'm talking about masculine and feminine, I'm talking about energies. I'm not talking about genders. So it doesn't mean that if I'm talking about masculine, I'm talking about a man. If you see yourself in the masculine energy and you're female, it could just be that you are in your more masculine energy right now. So allow things to be fluid, allow gender to be fluid, allow the energies to be fluid, allow the roles to be fluid. So if it seems like I'm talking about a lover relationship, but it's really resonating with you and your BFF, that's where it wants to go. You get to make it for you if it feels like it is for you, but don't make it for you if it's not. Okay, I think that's enough of that. I'm going to go ahead and close my eyes, and I'm going to do my best to tune out tree work, chainsaws, all the noise, and tune in fully to the energy of our collective. And the first thing I'm seeing is the image of a mirror. I'm seeing it's an oval shaped. It's got like a scalloped, ornate edge to it. It's very pretty. and I'm seeing a feminine, actually no, it's both. I'm seeing both. I was just talking about gender. I'm seeing an entity gazing in the mirror, and I'm seeing the gaze being distorted a little bit, and it's being distorted by someone behind them coming into the mirror, and it's also being distorted by, it seems like the mirror is shifting and moving. And what I'm getting from that, it's like almost, it at first it was hanging on a wall, but now it looks like somebody's shifting it and moving it. And what I'm getting is that you're having a hard time seeing a true reflection of yourself. And I want to sit for a moment with that, because it feels like, because I'm also getting the way the what we see of the moon is actually a reflection of the sun. So we never have a true impression of the phases of the moon without the sun's light on it. And it feels like, okay, here's what I got. It feels like some of you are taking someone else's reflection of you. You're taking their reflection of you as truth. And what I can feel here, what I can see here, is that we're being invited to actually take the mirror out of the other person's hands. And we're being invited to hold the mirror steady and to eye gaze with ourselves. So I don't know if you have ever done an exercise like this. It's actually very potent medicine for really getting quiet and really noticing how often you have a distracting thought. I've been through this exercise in various ways and forms before. You can do this with a candle, where you gaze into a candle and you notice each time you have a thought, and you just make a mark on a piece of paper, like every time a thought comes by, and you lose your focus on the candle. I'm seeing this mirror exercise here as well. And for some of you, you actually do want to do this exercise where you gaze lovingly at your own reflection in the mirror, and each time your eyes wander, each time your energy comes away from your own gaze into your beautiful eyes, you just make a mark on the paper to notice how often your focus is shifting away from the task at hand, how active your mind is, and how still can you make it. But I don't think that this is actually the message with this mirror. What it feels like the message of this mirror is to really gaze so lovingly at yourself, at your own reflection in the mirror. This is not coming into the mirror and looking for imperfections in your face. This is not coming into the mirror to look at your crow's feet and wrinkles and pores and anything else. This is an invitation from Spirit to gaze so lovingly at yourself, to see all of your beauty reflected in your own gaze, to see all that is possible for you when you are genuinely looking into your own soul for your own truth. There is a feeling here of, I'm getting two energies, I'm getting two entities. I'm getting a masculine and a feminine, and that's it. We may not be going into a masculine and feminine story, so I'm going to just take a moment to see what's happening here. What I feel like is happening here is okay, so this is a couple, or was a couple who were mirroring one another. This is a soul bond, and they were mirroring one another, and they were doing a very beautiful job of mirroring one another. I can see where what I'm seeing is like mime imagery, where they're actual like mirrored reflections of one another, which tells me that they were doing a very beautiful job of reflecting truth to one another. And then the next thing that I'm seeing is that mirror again being held up and doing this and like shape shifting a little bit. And what I'm seeing is that one of you, it doesn't matter masculine or feminine, one of you, maybe both of you, need to take that mirror and turn it and hold it for yourself and be your own mirror for a time. There is a sense that, and I'm just going to give it the genders here, but I, again, this is all for you to discern who and where you see yourself here. In this image that I'm getting, the feminine needs to take the mirror from the masculine and gaze at herself in the way that I just suggested, with so much love in her eyes. And the masculine needs to do the same. Each of them needs to do the same. They need to gaze at themselves with love. The feeling is that the reason why things were so distorted, or started, why there was this beautiful mirroring and this beautiful reflection and this beautiful, like, unifying energy between the two of them, and the way that it became distorted feels like it is because one or both of them began to not gaze at themselves lovingly. They began to look toward the other, to love parts of themselves that were unlovable in themselves, that they were finding unlovable. And this is where the mismatch happened. And this is so common. This is so normal. This is so often the breakdown in what begins as a very healthful, very beautiful mirroring relationship. I can see where these two energies were very communicative, they were very successful, things were going very, very well, and then all of a sudden they were not. And there's a feeling of like grabbing the mirror, like of the feminine grabbing the mirror and taking it away really quickly, almost as if she did not want to see what the masculine was showing her. There's this frequency here. And then there's another frequency. I feel like I have a number of different energies, so bear with me, because I feel like I'm tuning into very specific storylines for some of you. And so there's a few different pathways that I'm seeing, and I'm going to see if I can name them all, because this is a collective reading. If we were doing an individual reading, I could tell you what is for you, but since we're in the collective, there's just a lot happening here. There's also a feeling, a vision of the masculine grabbing the mirror. And I was startled for a minute. He grabbed it and it went black, like almost as if somebody had like painted opaque black paint over the mirror and he could no longer see. And so I want to see if I can figure out what that is, what that energy is. And what it feels like. I'm just going to listen for a moment. Bear with me. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I just heard. What I just heard is, I am unlovable. I am unlovable. I can't look at this. And if you look at me and love me, I'm gonna think less of you because you're loving someone who is so unlovable. This is a little bit convoluted, but I'm going to try and say it again. Maybe it was clearer than I thought, but there's a chainsaw in my head. The masculine took the mirror and blacked it out because he didn't want to see himself. He could not look at himself. He could not look at himself for feeling so unlovable, is the feeling here. It's like, I don't want you to see me, and I'm not going to see me. And then what I heard was, I am unlovable, and if you, feminine, continue to love me, I'm going to judge you for loving someone so unlovable. The feeling is that he was projecting his own unlovability onto her and saying, how could you love me? If you love me, then you need to go back and reevaluate because there's something wrong with you. I think that's clear now. I think I said that a little more clearly than the first time around. The truth of the matter is, of course, that both of these beautiful humans are perfectly lovable, but what they are each being invited to do is to look in that mirror and gaze at themselves with so much love. So much love. I can just see, I can see tears, like, and not like pain tears, but also like the good kind of pain. Like the feeling here is each of these energies are looking in the mirror and they're going, oh, I'm so sorry that I wasn't loving you. I'm so sorry that I wasn't loving you. It's like a beautiful softening that happens, and I'm being brought into my heart center as I'm seeing this. And I feel like this is unfolding. This may even be unfolding in real time, not the actual imagery of people mirror gazing, though if this feels like your sacred assignment, I'm going to urge you to go and do it. It's very potent medicine. But it feels like these two energies are really beginning to gaze at their own images in the mirror. They're beginning to gaze at their own images and notice just how truly, beautifully lovable they are. And as they are gazing in the mirrors, simultaneously, I can see where the mirrors are now, like what I heard is safe. The mirrors are now safe. They're safe to be mirrors for one another again. And I'm seeing this synchronized movement again, which is where we started, where there was like almost like mimes, like almost like they were mirroring each other's body movements. They were reflecting each other's body movements. And what I'm getting here is that some of you have come apart from a relationship, a friendship. Some of you have come apart here, and you needed to come apart in order to be able to come into a deeper level of self-love. And what I'm seeing here as I'm looking at these two energies is the way now that the work has in so many ways been done. And I can see where in the coming timeline, and I'm getting the Chariot, which is Cancer season. So that is like right now, we're coming to the end of Cancer season and we're moving into Leo season. So it feels like it's coming up quick. It feels like it might already be here. Some of you might even some of you are like beginning new contact or beginning a new chapter in your relationship, because it feels like now that these mirrors have turned and you're now reflecting to one another the truth of who you are, which is inherently lovable simply because you exist. And it's from this place that you can safely mirror one another rather than worrying about distorted images. So for some of you, I'm also getting where some of you are not coming back into this relationship. Some of you are some of you are actually choosing to stay in the mirror gazing and self-love portion. And I just want to let you know that I can see that timeline very clearly as well. So I want you to do what resonates for you. I want you to feel into what feels right for you. I'm not predicting that you come back into this connection so much as there goes my throat, encouraging you to, I'll tell you what's happening. There's a bay, they're cutting down bay trees, and I'm getting this very heavily like bay dust scent that is like coming in. So I'm getting a little choked up. It's throat chakra, but it's throat chakra from external sources, not internal. You don't need to be coming together in order for this to be your message and your medicine, is what I'm hearing. Like the primary message is the mirror gazing and lovingly looking at yourself and noticing all of the beauty even in your mess. I'm hearing beauty in the breakdown. Like there's just beauty in everything, and everything is for you, and you're being invited to look at yourself with new eyes, with so much compassion. And for those of you who have been in relationship and are desiring to come back together, I can see where that is beginning to happen here in real time, due to your mutual willingness to gaze in the mirror and not look at the other with a critical eye, but to look lovingly at yourself. Whew. Through chainsaws and wood chippers and my neighbor's son playing drums and jet and Mercury retrograde starting to go forward, we made it. Thank you so much for being here. I apologize if it was slow today. I felt a little slow. But it feels clear enough. So I feel comfortable releasing this one out into the world. If you would, please like and share and subscribe and hype and tell your friends, and come back and see me tomorrow, Friday the 24th. Yes, Friday the 24th. I will see you then. Bye bye.